Hey everyone, we're back with more Black Ops 7 today. Actually, this time on ENDGAME. I've been prestiging my operator in the background for a decent amount of time now, and I finally feel proud to show what I've been cooking up. So, hope you guys enjoy. Alright, here we are in our skill menu, starting off with the skills and abilities. I have the Crash Cart ability for my Major, and it has the full restock. Alright, let me move my camera real quick. That's what the exotic upgrade does for it. Pretty useful, because it doesn't just revive you, it gives you some extra utility. Minor ability, grapple hook. I feel like that's probably what most people use in the game. Makes you very mobile, able to get around the map pretty quickly. And acrobatic is very fun to use. Kind of makes you feel like Spider-Man, to be honest. And moving on to skill tracks, we have Berserker, which the main part of this one I want to say is the regenning armor for kills. That's the most important one there. Eagle Eye, I just love the fact that it increases your critical damage and a lot of other nice bonuses as well, like especially I guess you'd call it the capstone of the skill track, Armor Breaker, the fact that it stuns enemies when you break their plates, pretty good. Guardian, which is the newest skill, I believe. This one pairs very nicely with Bulldozer and Berserker, and it just makes your survivability skyrocket. And then finally, like I said before, we have Bulldozer. So that is it for the skill tracks. Moving on to the exotics here. Pretty good combination, in my opinion. We have Shattered Shield, which I think is a must pick in endgame. This makes your survivability so much higher, and it actually feeds off of, or I should say, Berserker feeds off of Shattered Shield because the kills that the damage waves do will resupply your armor as it's happening, so it's kind of an infinite chain. It doesn't perfectly even out to where you never lose armor, but you're going to be able to play a lot more recklessly, I'll put it that way. Second, I think another really good exotic, I mean, you can use what you want, obviously, but I like to use Graviton Reaction. It can pretty much activate on any kind of enemy except for, boss enemies in glitch fractures, and just being able to have a bunch of damage being, thrown away because they're teleported to who knows where. Pretty useful. And on top of that, again, increasing survivability. So I know I'm repeating myself a lot. Finally, we have Nightmare skills here. Another must pick, Chaos rounds. While they might not be skill oriented, the fact that you are able to just randomly activate all the ammo mods on pretty much any enemy, it adds a lot to your utility. And when you get lucky, damage, a lot of damage. Can't understate that. And for the second Nightmare skill, well, I will say, I understand if people don't use this one. I like it because it gives you an extra layer of protection on top of everything, is Phoenix Burst. So if for some reason, maybe you just got yourself in a really bad situation, you don't have Crash Cart, you don't have a self-revive, this will save your ass 9 times out of 10, as long as, it's also off of cooldown. So, pretty cool. And on top of that, I think it's the final upgrade, or it might be the second, but one of them, yeah, it gives you infinite ammo for a little bit, and it also, let me not lie here, it also refills your ammo entirely. Okay, so not just infinite, it also refills the entire magazine. That's good. I didn't even remember that. Okay, so that is the skills here. Let's move on to our actual loadout. Nothing too fancy. It's pretty much what's been the meta for a long time, but I cannot understate how strong the Sokol is, especially with the... I know a lot of people like to use not shrapnel. I looked at it and I saw that, but sharpshooter. People swear by sharpshooter. I understand why. It doesn't really increase your damage, quote unquote, but it makes it easier to get the maximum amount of damage. I like to use free fire because I also use the belt fed mod. I'll actually show the build here too. Sorry if this is a little bit of a long-winded intro here as well, but I want to explain everything. Here it is. Main thing, belt fed, because this pairs really well with free fire. You basically, in the lower fire rate mode of the Sokol, have no overheat. You can sit there and fire, I want to say, at least 800 rounds before it would technically overheat, and even then, Usually you're not firing for that long. You're going to take small amounts of breaks so the meter can go back down. Moving on to the melee, not incredibly important, but I like to use the ballistic knife because it's the only melee. At least I don't want to lie here. Let me see. Yeah, it's the only melee that has any sort of ranged option to it, and it's still one-tapping things in the Nightmare Zone now that it's maxed out, so it does its job. We have photon rounds and light speed, so big utility there if you really need to get from point A to point B quickly, and you, for some reason, are out of your grapple or what have you. You can run really fast. Really, really fast. And finally, for our secondary here, we have the arrow. Now, I think it was either last season or maybe the beginning of this season, it got a relatively decent nerf, but it's still very good. Like, it's still going to make a lot of the, especially, ironically, endgame content of endgame a lot easier. Good crowd control, especially with the mortar rounds, and then I also use for the weapon utility reload swap. So instead of having to sit there for the long animation, because I don't use gunner, of taking out the rocket, putting in a new one, closing the lid and everything, you just swap to your other weapon and swap back, and boom, ready to go again. And not a big explanation here, but for equipment, I like to use the decoy, because the more annoying thing to deal with, while yes, it can be rough to get shot at by a bunch of ranged enemies, being swarmed by fears, I think, is a little bit more scary. So just being able to throw that out and then have them, go away for a few seconds, pretty freaking helpful. And I think that about covers it. So on to the gameplay. See you there. Okay, we're finally loaded all the way up here in an actual match. We're headed towards Oscars so I can show off my build with a Guild Strike. I think it's a good idea. I do truly think that this is, if not the best, one of the best builds that you can have once you fully prestige an operator, and I hope that I can actually showcase that today. Alrighty, it's that time of the match. We can finally start this up. Throw out our decoy, and you know what? I think I'm going to show off the fact that I'm not lying about being able to fire this thing forever, so we're just not going to let off the trigger for as long as possible. See how we do. Even if there's nothing to fire at, we're just going to keep going. We'll ADS too, why not? Okay, we'll casually stroll up to the Mimic here. He's gone. Hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. Only halfway. I can only imagine how many rounds I've fired so far. Try and get his cannon off. Alright, he's gone. Still going, for the record. Why is he up there? Alright, the entire, I don't know, first phase of the Guild Strike, I guess you could call it, complete, and I didn't overheat there. I was close, but I didn't overheat. Alright, here's the fun part. Sounds like Oscar to me, so it appears they've fixed this Guild Strike, spawning other enemies by accident. Maybe someone has a ballistic shield, but either way we'll be okay. Alright, let me get rid of the UFOs real quick. And go to town. Oh wait, no, it didn't blow it up? Hold up. There we go. Thanks to Guardian, I'm going to take reduced damage as well. Oh, hold on, we don't even need to worry about that. Thanks, teammate. Or random citizen, rather. Let me destroy the UFOs again. I probably said UAVs by accident beforehand. I apologize. We do pretty solid damage to him when we're up close. We're melting through this guy. I know Oscar's not a incredibly hard boss or anything, but still. And he's down for the count. And because we're already all leveled up, we can just move on with our day. Okay, we are about to get to the Toxic Tyrant event here. Let me go to a portal where not a bunch of other people are. See if I can show off what I'm talking about. Obviously, I'm going to go get the elite here. Just shrug off all the attacks. I don't know how to pick that up. Hello? Do you not see me? Sir? There you go. There's the aggro I was looking for. Now they're all starting to spawn in. Cool. Okay, you know what? Even with bigger targets here, let's just hang around for a second. Let them do their thing. See how long it takes them to get me to low health. They all got stunned. I'm still surrounded. Teleported away. They are breaking through the armor pretty well, I'll say that much. See, I didn't even do anything, and almost all of the fodder zombies are gone. I'm sure a teammate did help me a little bit, but still. You, sir, gotta go. No, thank you. Artifact, hello? Okay, he must have... Wait, nope, there it is. Grapple hook. There we go. I do like the explosive landing that you get from Berserker as well. It's just another upside of it. Doesn't do a ton of damage, but it can clear out some pretty big... I can't talk. I'm just gonna shut up. Okay, you got teleported away. Bad day for you. There you guys go. Don't even need an ADS, just walk up to him and mow him down. Now, obviously, you can't play this recklessly in nightmare zones and glitch fractures, but, you know, it gives you a lot of, I don't know what you would say, protection. There you go. Now let's see what we can do against our T-Rex friend here. Now, I'm not sure if Sharpshooter would allow me to do crit damage by just shooting the head entirely here. I have not tested that, but even without Sharpshooter, we still do decent damage. Just gotta attempt to aim for the eyeballs. Unfortunately, that is not my strong suit. Here, those decoys can come into play. Doing a little bit over 4,000 every time we hit the crit spot, which that's pretty good for a boss enemy. Gonna do a roar here, perfect. I think it's so cool that they kept the mechanic from Black Ops 6 where you can actually ride the Z-Rex. I'm not sure if it's better to use your melee weapon when you're on there, or maybe just shoot his back, but still cool. Oh, it's a lot of crit damage here. Oh, hey, what's up? I'm surprised that didn't affect me at all. Oh, hold up. Whoa, that's weird to see the ballistic shield all the way around. Okay, that's my bad. I assumed that he couldn't get through the shield. Dumb of me. How did they not get affected? Was I just unlucky? Maybe he was targeting me directly. We do have a lot of help from people on the map currently, but we've definitely done our fair share of damage here. I mean, look at that. Those moments where he stands still, it's pretty much game over. And we're done. Don't need to upgrade anything, so see you later, Z-Rex. It's been fun. Time for the main event. I'm a little bit rusty. I've not done a glitch fracture in a while, but I'm pretty confident. This build goes a long way, so even if you're not the best at the gameplay loop in Endgame, you can still have a fun time. Alright. Got all the ammo we need. I'll meet you guys there. Okay, we finally made it to our glitch fracture for the day. I don't know why, but it seems like not a lot of people run the root crasher. I don't find it particularly hard. Maybe it's just annoying for some people, but here we go. Guess this can kind of act as like a semi-guide to the root crasher glitch fracture as well. If anyone's still struggling on this one, with the build that I've got, if you guys are able to take some time to level up and get it all set up yourself, should be a pretty smooth ride. What are we gonna get first? Okay. Not the worst one. Like I said, even stronger enemies there. They get deleted. Oh, it's actually down here. Okay, perfect. Good hiding spot is just over here. A lot of the enemies don't aggro to you for whatever reason, and you still charge up the zone that you need to capture, so just take down anything that comes near you, and you get that bonus damage to close-range enemies from Berserker, so good to go. Of course, it's not the most entertaining thing, but you get it done. Alright, that's Zone 1 captured. Where are we headed to next, game? This one is probably the worst in my opinion, but that's alright. I guess taken out. You want to clear out the enemies down in the bottom middle first, because they're pretty heavy hitters. Once you get there, prone, lay down. Make sure that you're actually still in the zone, though. Right up against the wall, pretty much. And then if you think that there are people to your right, you aim for the tree here. And there you go. The splash damage still does its thing. Oh, alright. And that's why you don't shoot at me, buddy. Maybe next time. Swap to reload, and we're back. Who are you? Doesn't matter. Okay, Zone 2 done. Another guy destroyed. Ooh, that was a big explosion. Okay, this is another iffy zone. You want to make sure that you take out the big guy first, just to be safe. Alright, let me back off here so I don't go down. This is the other place that's pretty good for camping. They can come from a multitude of angles, but just the fact that your back's covered and you're still in the zone, very helpful. There's that graviton reaction doing its thing. Love that. You see, can I? Maybe. There we go. Got to get the right angle there. Alright, that's Zone 3 taken care of. Pretty easy. No sweat. Now there's going to be an HVT Mimic that spawns in, and there's also a pretty good strat that you can use to take it out quickly. I'm going to keep this on low fire rate. We want to attract the Mimic over here. Let's throw a decoy to keep the other guys away. Go into this corner, and then just keep firing. Even with the slower fire rate of the Sokol, as you can see, it's shredding through the health bar. We'll throw in a decoy, just keep the other people away. And we're done. I think that was probably less than 30 seconds. Alright, that's the first part of the glitch fracture complete. The second part here gets a little bit tricky, but this is where you want to use the arrow for sure. There's going to be, what are they, growths that come up all around the arena here, I guess you could call it, and you want to kill at least, I think it's 10 of them? Yeah, it's 10 of them for when you're in solo. So 1, 2, 3. The explosive damage also takes care of people around you. You just keep swapping back and forth to get that faster reload. Go a little long range here. Turn to the left. For this step particularly, you could probably copy the gameplay here pretty much frame by frame. It's pretty similar. Alright, that's good. Let's reload the rocket launcher real quick. Topped off here. Now there's going to be another HVT that spawns, except this time it's going to be a guild officer. I think he has like a minigun and stuff. Don't be afraid of him though. Alright, he spawned behind us. We walk up, give him a little bit of the arrow, and then just go to town. The Sokol. Even if he does that, you still have a decent amount of health left, and there you go. A lot of the times he doesn't even get that first swing off, so don't be scared. This is the third part here. Probably the most tricky and annoying section of the entire thing. You're going to be going all over this map while you're in a closed zone, and you have to kill a certain amount of enemies in each zone. Gotta let it close up first. One thing I can't say enough is that you have 15 minutes to take care of this, so don't feel like you have to rush. Because you get another timer for when you do fight the boss at the very end. So we're just going to come into this corner here. Wait for some people to spawn in. Shrapnel rounds did help us out there, but you don't really need to worry about crits all that much. I am impressed that Graviton Reaction reacted from that far away. Holy. Okay, he's going to run up to us eventually. Take that out. The recoil is a little bit bouncy at that distance, but not a huge deal. Some of them will run up to us. Easy kills. Any day now. Alright, that's our first 10. The second zone, you want to go up to the ammo crate, actually, and it's a pretty good piece of cover. Crouch down here. Let's see where they're going to start to spawn. Got you up there. You're done. Another one dead. And it appears at least that the Graviton kills do count towards the number of enemies that you have to get rid of. So that's good. It's not going to prolong the experience. Okay, there we go. Very casually, second zone done as well. Moving up to our third zone, very similar. You want to use the ammo crate again as cover. They're very generous with their cover placements in this glitch fracture, I'll say that much. Oh, okay, he must have spawned on the roof there. Who else we got? Who else? Anyone? Oh, there you are. Hey, buddy, goodbye. Okay, I'm not shooting at a person there, my bad. Where are you? All the way over there. It's another thing. You might see enemies die without otherwise being affected. Part of the Guardian skill track is that it's, I think it's called Payback, where they take a little bit of chip damage every time they damage you, which can add up a lot if they keep attacking. Okay, we'll grapple over the wall here. We're going to take back out the arrow for this third section. This used to be terrifying, but not with this build. Oh, I love the mortar rounds when they activate. Get a bunch of free kills. You, sir, go by. Don't know how the first rocket didn't kill them. There we go. And one more. Goodbye. Alright. Stock up on ammo here, because we are going to need it. Now, one thing I learned from watching other people for this boss fight, spoiler, it's going to be the Z-Rex again, is you want to stand up in this corner, because it messes with the Z-Rex's pathing for whatever reason. And he never actually comes over and attacks you, he just keeps walking around. Okay, try and get some early crit damage. I'm not entirely sure if that secondary green spot that he has counts as crit damage. It makes the noise, but it doesn't seem to do extra. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Alright, throw our first decoy, keep the toxic zombies that he spawns away. You can see he's kind of confused on what to do. And this Z-Rex is not nearly as tanky as the world events. We're getting pretty lucky with his attacks, actually. Second decoy out. Just about halfway on the health bar. Oh, yep, do a roar attack, please. Thank you. Okay, third decoy. We had enough time for it to recharge. They can run back down there. I'm not sure why, but the zombies that he spawns are pretty tanky compared to normal enemies. But that's okay. We ran out of decoys, so we can just go over to the other building. Now, he will try to attack you over here, so just be careful. You see he runs around, tries to get you. Just go back to the other roof once you can. Oop, big one, big one. Some decent damage. Okay, throw our last decoy, hopefully. You want to stand still there, bud? There you go. Shoot him in the eye, and you're good. And that is Root Crasher done, I think, in probably less than 15 minutes, if I had to guess. If you guys can't tell, I love this build. Makes the game, well, yes, it is a little brain dead. It makes it very fun and casual to play. And we're not going to do any of that, so no thank you, Karma. See you guys back in the lobby. Oh, weekly challenge too. Perfect. All right. For those of you who are able to stick around through the rambling, I really appreciate it. I hope that I was able to show off, for the most part, the power of this build. I really do think it is one of the strongest, if not the strongest way to build your operator in Endgame. But anyone that stuck around, let me know. What do you guys run? Or is this also what you run? Or maybe I made you change your mind and you want to try it out for yourself. But with all that said, that is all the time that I have for today. Thanks for watching again, guys, and as always, have a good day, operators. See you next time.